to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Sudha London. My licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions. Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions. This is the part 2 of Jack D's interview on the 13th of November 2022, the day 911 was called to 1122 King Road at 11:58 because 4 students were found brutally unalived. Jack D did an interview on the 13th, but he did an interview on the 15th with Detective Mallory, and his mother called him and told him to end the interview. So he asked for his attorney to be present, and the interview was postponed to the 17th. He came together with his attorney, Jed Nelson. I found that to be interesting. Why did he need an attorney? Did the questions become too difficult for him to answer? What was going on in this young man's life? Like I said, his professor was concerned for him. He got himself an attorney. Red liquid fragments was found, or drops were found in his house, and bullet fragments were found in his house. Maddie and Kaylee called him lost. The red flags never seemed to end with Jack D. He's got injuries on his fingers. He had a band-aid on one of his fingers. He took it out definitely before he came to the police station. Now what I find interesting in this part of the interview is later on you'll hear Jack D saying that he left from the corner club and reached home at 1 a.m. And that's a lie, because the screenshot shows that he was still at the corner club at 1:39 when the picture was taken with him, Maddie, and Kaylee. Maddie and Kaylee reached the grub truck at 1:44. So he was lying about his timeline. There's nothing that makes sense with this man. He has perfect motives, crime of passion, jealousy, envious, obsession, in my opinion, allegedly. The mayor even said that it was a crime of passion, and then he changed his sentence later on. He said that all that we know is that the crimes are targeted. How come he didn't answer for Maddie and Kaylee's calls? Now what is interesting is he said he reached home at 1 a.m. and when he was asked how he got home, he said that a sober driver, that is very important, drove him home. He said he called the sober driver to drive him home, and the sober driver had too many passengers in his Sierra or in his vehicle. So he said he called a friend and the friend drove him home. So I wonder if the sober driver is David Berry, because he said himself, David Berry said on one night of the unalivings of Idaho 4, Idaho Moscow, the one on Amazon Prime, if you go back, you will hear David B. saying that he was the sober watch. And I found it strange that he mentioned that he saw Zana that night, and he said, we spoke, and Zana said, how come we never party together? We should party together. And that sounded ridiculous. because they had beef. Brewing from fall last year. And that was Rush last year, according to Hunter. Because he says he gets to know Ethan Rush last year. And that was the fall time. So something must have happened in the Rush houses when the Chapins and Hunter Johnson were trying to find their frat. Let's see what Jack D has to say. So you remember the white pickup truck that is driving towards the corner club when Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack Showalter walking towards the grub truck, and in my opinion, Jack Showalter is making threats and saying, you know, we're going to get you for that, Maddie. And Kaylee says, Maddie, what did you tell Adam? You see a white truck driving behind them going towards the corner club. But let's see what Jack D has to say first.
Probably about court, but probably about one. That's, I don't really know that. I wasn't paying attention at the time.
No, that's right. You went straight home after that. You guys stopped and get grub truck, anything like that?
No, went straight home. Our sober driver was actually stopped by one of the officers.
Oh, really? Okay. Who's your...
Well, actually, we didn't get in that car because it was too full, but because I was trying to get a ride.
Gotcha. So...
Jack D was asked if he saw anyone strange at the grub truck. He said, no, I went straight home. So he did not go to the grub truck. Somebody asked me in my comment channel if I saw Jack D at the grub truck. No, I haven't seen Jack D. And I've watched and analyzed the grub truck plenty of times in these 3 years. But the issue I have with Jack D is he's lying. 139, the picture was taken of him, Maddie and Kaylee, of him sitting on the bar stool. Maddie with the long black coat and Kaylee with the grey jumper are standing right in front of him. It was 1:39. There's a big difference. There's 40 minutes difference, 39 minutes difference. And that picture was taken at 1:39. So how much longer did he stay there? My issue is the sober driver. Pay attention to what he says about the sober driver, because he hesitates. And it's strange that David B. was the sober driver. If you watch the Amazon Prime One Night Unalivings in Idaho, Moscow, you see there's an interview, a small bit that David Baracho says that he saw Zana that night and he spoke to Zana. And Zana said we should chill together. And then we hear David Baracho in the same interview saying that he signed up to be a sober driver. And David B. was a sober driver. And now we have Jack D saying that he called the sober driver to come and pick him up. And then he hesitates and he said, but there were many people in his car. He even got stopped by the police that night. And he said he called his friend later on and his friend drove him home. And the timeline is even wrong. He's lying about the timeline. There's evidence, screenshot evidence. He's lying.
You went straight home after that. You guys stopped and get grub truck, anything like that?
No, went straight home. Our sober driver was actually stopped by one of the officers.
Oh, really? Okay. Who's your...
Well, actually, we didn't get in that car because it was too full, but came in contact with him because I was trying to get a ride.
Gotcha. Okay. So how'd you end up getting home?
Just another buddy came and picked us up.
Okay. Who was that? Do you mind me asking?
He's,
Another buddy picked him up.
I think he had that.
How do you spell his last name? And you just went straight home, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then about what time did you go to sleep? Do you remember?
Probably about a half hour after that, after I got home at 1-ish.
So 1:30ish, fair to say?
That's my best guess.
Pay attention to how he's lying. He said he fell asleep half an hour-ish later. He said 1:30, but that's a lie. Because he took the photo with Kaylee and Maddie at the corner club at 1:39. How could you have fallen asleep, Jack D, at 1:30 when you were at the corner club? The picture was taken at 1:39, so you couldn't have been asleep. You're lying about that. And you're hesitating about who drove you home. Was it the sober guy driver? And we know that is David B. Is that the white truck that was roaming around the whole night? The Jacks and the Davids. What was said, and the surviving roommates need to be investigated. I'm not saying they all did something. I'm saying they know something at least. This is all sororities, fraternities. They changed their timeline. They're working together, in my opinion. Let's not forget, Jack D has a white Sierra, a white Hyundai Elantra. I wonder if that is the one he borrowed from Kaylee's parents. That was said on the interview on the 15th of November. Not this interview, the second interview where he asked for a lawyer, for attorney. Why was Steve lending him a vehicle? Jack D was clearly at the corner club at 1:39. So why is he lying and said, he's saying that he fell asleep at 1:30? That's a lie. The marks on his fingers, the lies he's telling, the timeline that is changing. He didn't pick up the phone for Kaylee and Maddie. Nothing makes sense. His professor was concerned. We saw the look Kaylee's father gave him on the stage. The mother was trying to actually bring him closer to the family. But why is he lying? Why does he and DM, his fingers look alike and their thumb? Like it's injured and they burned some evidence or something. The fingers and thumb look black in color. Something's not right. If you go back to this part on One Night in Idaho, Moscow Unalivings on Amazon Prime, go to the episode where you see David Barato or David B, talking about him signing up to be a sober guy. And I believe he was driving the white truck. Isn't it strange that Jack D said in his interview to Detective Payne that he called the sober ride guy, and the sober ride guy was driving many people, and he was even stopped by the police. And Jack D said he didn't go home with him. He didn't get a ride from the sober guy, which I believe is David B. He said he got a ride from a friend, but he hesitated. Pay attention to that. And we've always seen that white truck driving towards the corner club. That is why I always wonder which of the Davids, was it David Lott or David Berry, was driving the white truck. And obviously David B. was lying about Zana, saying that they should party together. This is where you see the white truck driving towards the corner club, and I believe Jack D got a ride home from this white pickup truck which belonged to the sober guy driver, David B., in my opinion. At the rate he's hesitating. So is Jack D lying that he got a ride home from a friend? Did he actually get a ride home from this white pickup truck that could have been David Berry who was driving it? We know that David Lott owns the white truck, and so does Jack D, unless he is borrowing it. Let me know what you'll think. I always had a feeling the Davids and Jacks were working together, just in my opinion. This was Jack D at the crime scene. Why is his hands like that? I haven't even zoomed in, and this is how his hand looks. Why is he hiding the other hand? Could that be red liquid? Dry red liquid, in my opinion. And didn't Molly say, Molly the dash door driver, she said that she saw somebody driving in a beige car with red-orange hair? Where was Jack D that night? He's a walking red flag, in my opinion. Why did he lawyer up? Why didn't he pick up the ghost phones? He said he can't remember picking up the phone for Kaylee for 17 minutes. Strange. Why is he saying that the last phone call was at 2:57? And why does the affidavit say 2:53? Who's lying? Don't the detectives see his hands? Aren't they checking for any evidence? Scars? Injuries on the fingers? Gunpowder? Nothing?
Sorry to interrupt you, man. You said you guys, what time did you leave the corner club?
Probably about 1. I don't really know that I wasn't paying attention at the time.
No, that's all right. You just went straight home after that. You guys stop and get grub truck, anything like that?
No, straight home. Our sober driver was actually stopped by one of the officers.
Oh, really? Okay. Who's your...
Well, actually, we didn't get in that car because it was too full, but I came in contact with them because I was trying to get a ride.
Gotcha. Okay. So how'd you end up getting home?
Just another buddy came and picked us up.
Okay. Who is that? You mind me asking?
He's...
Okay, man.
I think you have that.
How do you spell his last name?
So he hesitated.
You just went straight home, you said, right? How do you spell his last name? You just went straight home, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, about what time did you go to sleep? Do you remember?
Probably about a half hour after that, after I got home at 1-ish.
So 1:30-ish, fair to say?
That's my best guess.
That's a lie. The picture was taken at 1:39 at the
Okay.
corner
And then
club.
what time did you actually wake up?
Like 11:30.
11:30. And then you have roommates though?
Mm-hmm.
Were they there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew two of them went home when I got walked out of my room, but I don't know who else was there.
Okay. Who were your roommates?
There's four of them.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
and let's see. That's all. And me, yeah.
So you said you woke up 11:30 and saw a commotion. What can you kind of describe that to me?
My roommate's window in his bedroom, you can just see like down the street, and he just like mentioned it. I got up and looked, and I saw it was up by Kaylee's house, and so I walked out there.
Was it like people or cop cars or?
Yeah, I mean there's like 3 cop cars and some EMTs and stuff.
Okay. And so that was about 11:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what time? You said you went back and checked your phone. Do you kind of remember, like, you said had missed calls from Kaylee. Do you remember what time those came in by chance?
Yeah, they were like between 2:40 and 3. And the last one was like 2:57.
Now that is wrong once again. He said he started receiving the calls around 2:42. That's wrong. It started at 2:26 and it ended at 2:53. He's saying it started around 2:42 and it ended at 2:57. And he lied about his timeline. Keep on repeating that because that is extremely important. Got a liar here. Not even allegedly, it is a lie. The picture was taken at 1:39 at the corner club. And he's saying he reached home at 1 o'clock and fell asleep at 1:30 a.m. That's a lie.
You kind of remember, like, you said had missed calls from Kaylee. Do you remember what time those came in by chance?
Yeah, they were like between 2:40 and 3. And the last one was like 2:57. One of them was also a FaceTime.
How many of them were there again?
I think there was 6 from Kaylee and 3 from Maddie.
So there was 9 missed calls. 6 from Kaylee, 3 from Maddie. And 1 was a FaceTime call. Strange. Jagdi's timeline, narratives, doesn't make sense at all. And we can see clearly that there's something up with these hands. Some of us can see. Please let me know what you'll think. The sober guy, driver, that would be David B. So did David B come and pick up Jack D? You have the Davids and the Jacks working together, in my opinion. I don't know about Showalter yet. Need to revisit his interview. But I find Jack D to be one of the highest suspects in my list. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions. Shout out to all my subscribers, my viewers. Bianca Jane, who made me Baby Huda, Outcast, great channel, and all Real Eyes Analyze, my dear friend. Hope everyone has a lovely week. May the victims rest in peace.